What's good, YouTube fam? It's your boy Cam Mars from a show about football. And I want to wrap with y'all real quick on this Monday afternoon and talk about the fireworks we had in college football this weekend. Washington made a move, Miami made a move, and now Arizona is on deck to make a move. And the way this is going, they might make a move while I'm recording the video, if we're being honest. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, a star of Miami, Cam Ward, who had originally declared for the NFL draft on New Year's Day, reneged that decision and decided to come to Miami and play quarterback. And for Miami fans who are watching this, I know a couple of you guys have watched my previous videos. I told y'all that door was not closed. There was still an opportunity. Cam Ward is someone who his draft stock wasn't solidified as a top 2 round pick, maybe even the top 3 round pick that wasn't solidified. So he definitely had more to prove. He definitely had a reason to return back to school. And from what I've read, he said he had a lot of sleepless nights. He never submitted feedback to the NFL advisory board. He kind of made that decision just due to a lot of pressure from Florida State and Miami to make a decision by the time the portal closed. And sometimes when you're in a high pressure situations, you may make a hasty decision, and that was what he did. But thankfully, he didn't hire an agent. He took some time. He talked to his family, and Miami kept in communication. Good job, Cristobal. And he was able to make the decision a couple of days ago to, hey, I'm gonna go to Miami and play quarterback. Now, Miami fans, I told you guys, I said, hey, if Reese Poffenbarger is your backup quarterback, you are in a great, phenomenal position because you have a guy who is experienced, and if he has to step in due to injury or anything like that, the lights won't be too bright for him. And now that is what you have. You have a proven FBS quarterback starting in Cam Ward, someone who could be an All-American, someone who could take you guys to where you guys want to go, ACC championships, the new 12-team playoff, and things like that. So you now have that opportunity. And then you have Reese who can step in if need be. So Miami, you guys are in a great position quarterback-wise. Great position for the Hurricanes to be in right now, quarterback-wise. And you pair Cam Ward with offensive coordinator Shannon Dawson going into his second year. That continuity matters. A lot of the players already know the system. They know how Shannon Dawson communicates. They know what to expect. So you have Cam Ward paired with Shannon Dawson. You also have Xavier Restrepo, a receiver, very productive receiver. You have the offensive line that you guys have been recruiting heavily, that you guys have been building for, and it might be ready now. And then you also have Mark Fletcher coming back for his sophomore year at running back. You also have, a good tight end as well. So you guys have weapons. You guys have the pieces to where now Cam Ward can possibly elevate you guys to another level and be able to do things that Tyler Van Dyke, wasn't able to do. He's a more dynamic quarterback. So Miami fans, you guys can calm down. You guys don't have to, rattle off on the message boards about Reese Poffenbarger being your starting quarterback. You guys got your wish. You got your Christmas gift a little bit late, your New Year's resolution a little bit late, and you now have Cam Ward is your starting quarterback for the 2024 season. So shout out to Hurricanes fans, shout out to Coach Cristobal, shout out to Cam Ward. And that's starting out with Miami. Now, in Washington's case, as I talked about in my video on Friday, Kalen DeBoer, he left Washington to take the job in Alabama. And Washington, they moved very quickly, very quickly. And if you guys do not know, they hired Jedd Fisch, the now former Arizona coach, to be their head coach to enter the Big Ten. Jedd Fisch is someone whose stock was on the rise. If you saw the turnaround that he did at Arizona, that was no small feat. Arizona was dead in the water after Kevin Sumlin left. It was really a mess. Jedd Fisch came and turned it around really quickly. He recruited hard in California. A lot of those California kids were the ones spearheading that turnaround. And if you guys listen to our full episodes on the show about football, Arizona was my team from the summer. From like on paper and what I had saw the year prior, I knew that they were ready to take off. Now I thought Jaden DeLauro would be the quarterback helping them take off, but it was Noah Fafita this year. And if you're a Washington fan, you're thinking, hey, Jedd Fisch has to bring Noah Fafita with him. He has to bring Tatiora McMillan with him. He has to bring at least those two guys. Bring those guys with him to Arizona. And there's a possibility that they may happen. There's a possibility that a bit more players from Arizona could possibly leave and go to Washington. If you're an Arizona fan, I know you're heartbroken, you're upset. I really thought going into the Big 12, if Jedd Fisch would still be there, I really thought Arizona had a phenomenal chance to win the Big 12 with those weapons, with Fafita having a year under his belt, just those guys getting older, getting more productive, getting stronger. I thought they had a real opportunity potentially to go and win the Big 12 in their first year in the Big 12. I thought they had that type of potential. I thought that was their ceiling, and winning the Big 12 would have been the playoff berth, which is something you don't see a lot of Arizona. I think they could have easily been a top 12 team. So Arizona fans, I know you're upset. I know Jedd Fisch. They said the meeting was 3 minutes. Now listen, I feel like if you recruit guys, you talk to their parents, you tell the parents that you're gonna be there for them, you're gonna make them better men, integrity, morals, this, that, and the third, as well as being a football coach. You owe those guys more than just a 3 minute conversation of "Hey, I'm leaving." Those like you wouldn't be where you're at right now if it was not for those players. You know what I'm saying? Like your career, if being honest, of course, coaches have an impact, but we have to see what's on what happens on the field is what matters. You could be the greatest X's and O's coach of all time, but if you don't have the guys on the field to get it done, nobody will ever know, or it just wouldn't matter. So Jedd Fisch, you wouldn't be taking the Washington job if it wasn't for the players down in Arizona that busted their butt week by week by week. The summer conditioning grind, the fall camp grind, that spring ball grind. Like you wouldn't be where you're at if it wasn't for them. So I think that a 3 minute conversation is not enough. I'm not saying you have to stay there for 3-4 hours, but give those guys a heartfelt speech, show some emotion, tell them how much you cared about them, and allow those guys to allow those guys to ask you questions. Because there's a lot going through their mind now. It's, hey, should I leave? Should I stay? What's going to happen now? The new coach, this, that, and the third. So when you're a coach, you just don't stop being somebody's coach because you don't coach at their school or coach for that team anymore. You don't stop being their coach. A coach is a forever thing. So I feel like just coming off like that, being like that, I don't approve. I really look down upon it, and I like Jedd Fisch. I think Jedd Fisch is a great coach, but I think that you owe those kids more than a 3 minute conversation just for you to tell them that you're walking out the door, that your turn. Essentially, of course you're doing what's best for you and your family, but some of them probably feel like you turned your back on them, and you should have allowed them the floor to ask you questions as well. So that's my thoughts on that. In the Arizona piece of this, where do they pivot now to get a job? I mean, to get a coach. Said this to a friend the other day. I said basically what's going on right now. The richest, which is Bama, stole from the rich, which is Washington, and the rich stole from the middle class, which is Arizona. So now Arizona steal from the poor. They may take a group of five coach. Barry Odom, he's turned around UNLV. Everybody knows UNLV was trash for a minute. Um, does he deserve another opportunity to come back to the Power Five ranks? For those Power Four ranks, for those of you guys who don't know, Barry Odom was the former Mizzou coach. So does he get another opportunity? Great defensive coach. A little different than Jedd Fisch, but for me, that would be my hire. That would be my first thought. Go get Barry Odom. If you can win at UNLV, you can win anywhere. So Arizona with Jedd Fisch showed, even pre-Jedd Fisch when I was younger, Mark Stoops and things like that. Those were decent teams. So you can win at Arizona. You may not run the tables, but you can win at Arizona. I think Barry Odom would be a good fit. He's someone I think that may be able to stay there for a while. So um, I would say Arizona, open up that checkbook and go get him. As far as like also portal, a lot of Washington players have been flocking to the portal. And before they hired Jedd Fisch, I thought to myself, I'm like, yo, we're seeing a team fall right before our eyes. They're being decimated. A lot of their really good players ran to the portal. Will they all go to Alabama? I don't know. Maybe some will. Oregon, I know some will go to Oregon. They're from a lot of those players are from the West Coast, and they may just want to stay on that side of the country. And I also think that Jedd Fisch, excuse me, I also think that Jedd Fisch may have the opportunity to retain some of those guys who are in the portal. And for those of you who don't know, just because you enter the portal does not mean that you have to leave that school. You can enter the portal and then withdraw your name before making a decision. Those guys have 30 days. Same thing at Arizona. Those guys have 30 days. I'm sure we'll see a flurry of Arizona guys going to the portal as well. So like I said, man, have those things happen over the weekend. Um, what else I want to say? Yeah, Washington. One more thing about Washington. When when DeBoer and Penix, when they lost, I asked him for them, and I said, "Hey, do you think Washington will ever get to this point again?" And his words were, "No, I think DeBoer will be there and he will continue to build it up." They kind of have to start over, but the portal doesn't. The portal makes it easier nowadays for coaches to come in and replenish their roster. And it's not like Washington was a floundering program that went, that went 2-10, 3-9, or something like that. So there'll be opportunities for Jedd Fisch. And like I said in my previous video with Kalen DeBoer, a lot of pressure, a lot of pressure. I know he's bringing a lot of guys from Washington, especially our offensive staff, bringing a lot of those guys over to Bama. So it'll be exciting to see how that offense translates in the SEC with those SEC defenses. I think he will be able to recruit, obviously SEC caliber athletes and things like that. But I will say this: give him time. If he doesn't win a championship this year, give him time. Give him time. Give him time to get comfortable. Give him time to get rooted. Give him time to make those connections down south. So once again, I thank you guys for listening. If you have any comments, Miami fans, Washington fans, Arizona fans, Bama fans, if you have anything to add, anything you want to say, please leave a comment below. Also, like and subscribe to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll continue to give you guys content over the off season. We have a couple ideas, couple plans, couple video series that we're gonna roll out over the next few weeks. Just to keep giving you guys college football content in today's world. This is a 24/7 sport. The sport does not sleep, so we do not sleep. We appreciate you guys for everything, and like that, 80 Mil is out.